Let's take another look at all things binge-worthy. Once again, Mr. Binge TV Guru is going to give us a list to discuss. You can catch him here on Al in the Afternoon and on Binge-worthy TV Guru on Facebook.
You want to join us in the game? It's easy enough to do. Mr. Binge TV Guru, the writer, you go look him on Facebook. He puts down all the lists. The list we're discussing, it's easy to talk to, easy to get a hold of. You can join us by giving Al at alintheafternoon.com an email. You can give us a call. But I got him, Lewis Binge. Binge, loving this category. This one you knocked out of the park, buddy.
This one is a very fun category. I've enjoyed this one a great deal because a lot of the people in this category are some of my favorite TV actors.
Yeah, and so what the category is 50s and 60s sitcom characters. We'll play the show, a little bit of the show, the character. And could that character have done his own show, a spinoff? I just love the you can't go wrong, but I got all the right answers. But you can't go wrong in this. This is fun. Can we jump right in?
Absolutely.
All right, we've got our first one. It's Festus from Gunsmoke.
Throw a chunk of stove wood on the fire. Cornbread, buttermilk, and good old Gracie Green.
How come you quit singing?
Well, I'll tell you why I quit. Because you ain't a-playing in the same hall that I'm a-singing in. That's why.
Well, now, if I can find what hall you're singing in, I'll pick it.
Well, that's harder than I'd slam a door. Ha, ha. That's the hall I'm singing in. 'Cause a pot of greasy greens is my desire.
Festus, and I'm gonna let you start this one because you're gonna dislike me very much when I tell you what I think.
You're going to have to agree with me because Festus could have carried his own show. He was a great character. And think of him doing the silly stuff he was doing on Gunsmoke with helping people and acting like a goofball. I think he could have carried his show.
I think they could have made a show for him. I don't find that hokey and the nerdy kind of thing all that much fun to watch. So it could have been a show. I'll give you that. I think that there's that with other shows we've seen spinoffs, he could have had one and it would have went somewhere. I would never have watched it.
Well, here's another factor though, because he was more talented than he appeared to be on there. He was a great singer, an incredible singer. In the early 40s, he was the singer for Tom Dorsey band. And he replaced another guy when that guy moved on and became the main singer. The guy he replaced was Frank Sinatra. He's that good of a singer.
Wow. Okay. That's news to me. I did not know that, but
Well, and then he, after he did that, he went on and with more of his musical talent, he ended up joining the Sons of the Pioneers and became the lead singer for them. And he replaced who had moved on, Roy Rogers.
No kidding. Okay, I did not know any about this. Now, after playing Festus, though, didn't that kind of kill his career? Did he go and do anything after Festus?
He did some Broadway. He did some stuff.
I meant some TV. He was typecast.
I'm pretty sure he was on the Love Boat. I didn't see him. I'm betting he was on the Love Boat. But yes,
yeah.
It pretty much
yeah.
him for
if you make it to the Love Boat, you're done. Yeah, it's like Dancing with the Stars or this dude dressed in a furry costume and sing something shows. All right.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, okay, we can agree to disagree. I'm not arguing the point. I just didn't find it was a funny character, but to me to be filled out and have more, I didn't know. The next
if he went on with a couple of the other characters, even in a different setting, I think it would have been good. But by himself, you're probably right.
Oh, wow.
But I'm sticking up for him a little bit because this guy was extremely talented.
Well, now it's going to be interesting to think about the next one. Here we go. It's Adam's family.
What are you going to do about it? Just stand there and take it?
Certainly not. I'm going to send Farmer in a salting letter.
Darling, I don't think we should lend our name to such a thing.
He could sign it a friend.
An insulting letter signed a friend. That would be novel.
I think we should turn the other cheek.
No, when people insulted me, I always turned the other cheek.
Well?
I ran out of cheeks.
Uncle Fester. Okay, I suppose I got to start because I made you start last time.
Yes.
I'm in the exact same boat with this cat in that I absolutely love the character But Addams Family itself was tough enough when you had 5 characters that were all way out there to hold a show together. It was kind of funny because it was creepy and it was ooky, but I don't think you could carry a show.
Well, that is possible, but this is going to be a sentimental favorite for me. I want him to have his own show. I don't care if it's no good. I don't care if nobody watches it. Just because of his history, I want him to succeed and have his own show.
Louis, we've got to have set some rules up here. We can't put our favorite. We're trying to judge this thing on its merits. I'm trying to give you my honest opinion. I'm with you. I love Uncle Fester. No, I would, if that's where we're going, who you love, give him a show.
This guy has one of the most interesting pasts of anybody ever in the history of television. He was a child actor in silent movies. He was in The Kid with Charlie Chaplin, who discovered him. He became the most successful child actor in the history of film at that time.
Until Shirley Temple, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, before Shirley Temple. And he earned an estimated $3 to $4 million in the 20s, which they said was about the same as 45 to 50 million in today's dollars.
Wow.
When he turned 21, he discovered that his mother and stepfather had spent every single dime he had.
Wow.
He had no money, and they formed a law in California that is now called the Guggen Act, named after him, because it protects children so they don't get ripped off by their family members.
Wow. Okay. I did not know any of that. That's probably why he's doing the Addams Family when he's bald in 50s, doing that.
Right.
Wow. Well, good for him. No, I didn't know that. But again, back to, if we're just going to vote on people we like, we can do that. But I thought you
all right. I'll give you that. We probably shouldn't have him have his own show, but God, I wish he could have had his own show.
Amen. Okay, I'm with you there. I'm with you. We're going to go to break. We'll be back with more of Louis Binge as we get the rules for this thing down after this on Al in the Afternoon.
It's Al in the Afternoon, Southern Minnesota's best and #1 afternoon talk show.
Dag nabbit, Mr. Binge. Now I just feel so sorry for Uncle Fester. I love that guy.
He did get 250,000 of the 4 million that they blew.
Yeah, I feel horrible for him, and now you've ruined that for me. But okay, fair enough. Let's go on this next one. I think you and I will probably have difference of opinion on as well. It's none other than Eddie Haskell.
Baby, won't you please come home? Your loving daddy is all alone. Oh, hello, Eddie. You sing? I'm just practicing for the Glee Club at school, Mrs. Cleaver. I'm sure you are.
If you have the Eddie Haskell bit, your thoughts, Mr. Binge?
I think he would have had a good spin-off show for about 2 episodes, and then that would be about it.
Okay.
I loved his character on Leave It to Beaver. He was a great sidekick.
And I already have
Sorry.
But I don't think it would turn out very long. It would be a couple episodes, kind of clever, and then where would they go with it, in my opinion?
I completely, now I 100% agree with you. We're in the same boat here. I love the character on Leave It to Beaver because we all had someone we just hated who kissed up to your parents, right? I mean, I was that guy for my friends. So we all had that, and that's all funny, but it's paper thin. Yeah. And so you go to Eddie's house, you get to find out how he lives, yada, yada. But once that's done, what do you got? He's being a brat somewhere. I don't know that it could have held up very well.
2 episodes. He would have been funny for 2 episodes and then no more, is my thought. But
I can give you that.
We're on the same page.
All right. So there's one we agreed on. I like that a lot. Here's one that just won't stop playing. I think this will be interesting. It's none other than Indora.
And I already have a diamond ring.
Oh, really? Then why don't you wear it?
I am wearing it.
Oh, there's the little fella.
Indora. Now that's is it Bewitched?
That's Bewitched, and that's Agnes Moorehead is the actress.
But was that her mom or her aunt, or she was related?
That was her mom.
Her mom. So I'll throw out first. I absolutely 100% think it could have held its own. And I say that we're already up to now the Harry Potter days. You probably haven't been out of the basement to see these Harry Potter movies. That stuff catches on. They like the witches and witchcraft. I think it would be absolutely hilarious to see her in the witching world. I think they could have went off with Indora. I think she could have held her own. Yes,
we agree wholeheartedly. This is a great actress, and her over-the-top performance, I think, could have carried it. She was an incredible actress. She did great things. She was even in Citizen Kane as Orson Welles' mother. So she she won 4 Oscars for Best Supporting Actress. I mean, she had a career that was bar none.
And she ends up on Bewitched.
And she ends up on Bewitched. Unbelievable.
I'm going to watch Citizen Kane again. I'm going to have to look for her. I love that movie, and off the top of my head, I don't remember her as it, but obviously she's dolled up and older now. I'm going to really 4 Academy Awards, and she ends up on Bewitched on TV.
Yes, and she got cancer and passed away, and the history behind that is very interesting because they think she got received cancer when she did a movie called with John Wayne. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was done in Utah, and they were doing tests on the nuclear bomb.
Oh, really? No kidding.
It was a horrible John Wayne, the Conqueror, I think it was called. Yeah. It was a horrible John Wayne movie. John Wayne died of cancer. Susan Hayward, the co-star, died of cancer. She died of cancer. Dick Powell, the director, died of cancer. They said that there was 220 people in the production. 91 of them died of cancer after they were on that set.
And I get conspiracy stuff. I don't want to go down it too far, but there are a lot of folks lived in Utah, and a lot of them did not die of cancer. So the fact these California guys ran in for 3 months and did it, I find that interesting. I mean, how close were they? I mean, really?
They were pretty close. I read quite a bit about it, and they were standing there watching.
Oh, wow. Really?
It wasn't like in the next block, but
Yeah.
you know, it was close enough that there was fallout, and they say that killed John Wayne as well as many of these other actors over a period of time.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but again, back to Utah's a pretty big state. There'd be a whole lot of folks I think would have been in that same boat
Probably true.
if half were dying from cancer, because that would be, I think, published somewhere. Anyway, I don't want to say. All right, and I think we'll get one more in before the end of the day today, and we go back to Gunsmoke.
You look mighty comfortable. Oh, Matt. Oh, well, maybe I can get you a pillow or something. Suppose you drank up all the coffee, huh? I thought there's going to be a revolution. Revolution? Where? Right here in this country. That's what it says here, this editor, and I agree with him. Unless they do something to get rid of that man in the White House. Yeah, that's you're the one that voted for that man in the White House. Yeah,
I'm going to say, just like this bit, no way, no how does the doc hold up his own. I'm sorry. It's just too slow paced for me in every way.
You are completely wrong on this one, Al. Completely wrong. Think about it. He's a country doctor. He can go out and help people every week and does all this
Trade
stuff.
to help for a chicken.
Work for chickens. It could have been great. And Melbourne Stone is the actor's name. He did 150 movies before he was on this show. He was a tremendous radio star and did a wide variety of things. But that
how do you get into 150 movies? I mean, you're walking by as extras. There's no way he did 150 movies.
These people in those days who had small parts in movies would do between 4 and 6 movies a year. Every year, they were constantly in movies as a supporting character. And he did tons and tons of radio shows too. He's an outstanding actor. And yes, it would have been a good show, especially think of the time in the early 70s when they had all those doctor shows. Well, now we got a country doctor and he's having all these problems helping people. It would have been good.
All right, I just think the character, no, I don't think it's that thick. The idea, you should write a doctor show, a country doctor show. That'd be good. Maybe they could trade out pigs and stuff for, working on the farm.
You were right about 50% of the time this week, Al.
Which is a high watermark for you and I, agreeing about 50% of the time. That is fantastic. So we've got some others. Can we preview? We won't get to them. What are some of the upcomers that we might want to talk about for next week? I'm excited about Otis from the Andy Griffith Show.
Otis is a must. Colonel Klink.
Yeah.
Jethro Bodine. And kind of a surprising one, Aunt Clara from Bewitched, who was played that very eccentric character.
Yes.
Would she be any good on having her own show? We'll find out next week.
Otis on the Andy Griffith Show. I don't want to spell my good stuff, but Otis on the Griffith. There was a time on television that the drunk guy was funny. The Otis is the world. And I want to say Dean Martin and the Candyman, name escapes me. They did a little bit on Carolyn about being drunk. And there's one guy that was a comedian that was his whole shtick. He was just a drunk guy. And I forget.
Every show during that period had a drunk character.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like you had to have one if you're going to be comedy television. And it's like, and I thought Otis actually pulled it off, and we'll chat about it next week. We
have to talk about whether Otis could have had a show then. We know Otis couldn't have a show now.
Oh, that's absolutely for sure. Mr. Binge, how does somebody find you if they want? And again, there's massive amounts of Mr. Binge stuff on the internet. How do they find it? How can someone get in there and say, hey, I'd like to see a part of this?
The best place to go is to go to Mr. Binge TV Guru on Facebook. There's actually 2 of them. The one to go to is called Writer. And as I've said before, I don't know why it's called Writer, but it's Writer. Then you know you're on the right one. And on there, you can see hundreds of television shows and hundreds of movies that I've watched. I put them in categories, separated them by decade, separated them by category. And that'll lead you to my YouTube channel, my website, everything to know anything you want to know that you should binge watch on television.
Oh, and you absolutely covered. I think I saw one. You're back to The Godfather or something, or that put you into something. What I see about The Godfather, you're all.
Oh yeah, I just last night I watched a bunch of film scores from movies while I was working on the computer. And they're all like the classics, like Godfather and Chinatown and all those. And I'm listening to these while I'm working on the computer thinking, oh my God, I got to watch these movies again.
Yeah.
It just motivates you to want to see them again. So
all right. We're out of time, Lewis. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you coming out of the basement to doing the bit with us. We'll catch you again next week.
See you next week.
Mr. Binge on Al in the Afternoon.